In Tokyo, a train company issued a formal public apology. The crime? Their train departed 20 seconds early. Not 20 minutes, 20 seconds. In Seoul, you can order a full Korean barbecue meal to your apartment at 2 in the morning and it arrives in 30 minutes. Not from some shady late-night joint, from a proper restaurant, with metal chopsticks and side dishes delivered to your door like room service. If you live in New York, London, or Paris, these sentences sound like science fiction. They are not, they are Tuesday in East Asia. And once you understand how differently daily life operates in Korea and Japan, you will start questioning everything you ever accepted as normal back home. This is not a travel highlight reel. This is about the things Western visitors discover that make them genuinely angry at their own countries. Angry because they realize systems they thought were impossible actually exist, functioning perfectly right now for tens of millions of people. Let's start with the one that breaks every first-time visitor's brain. Safety. Not safety as a concept. Safety as a physical, lived reality you can feel in your bones. In Seoul, 82% of residents report feeling safe walking alone at night. Women walk home from bars at 1 in the morning through quiet residential streets without a second thought. Tokyo is statistically even safer. Japan's intentional homicide rate sits at 0.2 per 100,000 people. For comparison, the United States is at 6.3. That means you are over 30 times more likely to be murdered in America than in Japan. 30 times. And it shows in behavior that would be unthinkable in the West. In Japan, people leave laptops on cafe tables to reserve their seats while they order at the counter. They leave bicycles unlocked outside train stations overnight. Children as young as 6 ride the subway alone to school. Not in some gated suburb. In Tokyo, a metro system that moves 13 million passengers daily. If you lost your wallet in downtown Tokyo, police data shows a 73% chance it comes back to you, with the cash still inside. Over 545,000 ID cards were returned to their owners by Tokyo police in a single year. There is no Western equivalent for this level of civic trust. Now here is where it shifts from impressive to personal, the healthcare system. If you are American, this part will sting. The average emergency room visit in South Korea takes 48 minutes. Total, from walking in to walking out with treatment. In the United States, the average is over 240 minutes, 5 times longer. But the cost gap is even more obscene. A routine doctor's visit in Korea costs between $15 and $30 out of pocket. An MRI scan runs around $300. The same scan in America averages over $1,300. And this is not some bare-bones system. Korea's hospitals are equipped with technology that rivals or exceeds anything in the Western world. Universal coverage, short waits, advanced care, a fraction of the price, the system works, it simply works. Japan tells a similar story. The country spends roughly half of what the United States spends per person on healthcare and consistently achieves better outcomes. Higher life expectancy, lower infant mortality, faster access. If you have ever sat in an American emergency room for 6 hours with a broken arm, watching the bill counter tick upward in your head, imagine a world where that experience simply does not exist. That world is not hypothetical. 170 million people live in it right now. But the culture shock goes far beyond hospitals. It seeps into every mundane detail of daily life. And the mundane details are what actually reshape how you see your own country. South Korea has over 55,000 convenience stores, one for every 950 people, the highest density on Earth. These are not gas station snack shops. A Korean convenience store at 3 in the morning offers fresh kimbap, hot fried chicken, 6 types of instant ramen you can cook on site, a full coffee bar, phone chargers, clean restrooms, and a seating area with Wi-Fi that runs at 200 megabits per second. Korea ranks among the top 5 countries globally in internet speed. You will never buffer a video. You will never lose a signal in a subway tunnel. Then there is the delivery infrastructure. Order anything online before midnight in Korea, and it arrives at your door before 7 in the morning. They call it dawn delivery. Groceries, electronics, clothing, medicine. Not drone prototypes, not futuristic pilot programs. Millions of packages every single night arriving before you wake up. Food delivery operates 24 hours, averaging 30 to 40 minutes, and the packaging quality would put most Western restaurant takeout to shame. Japan attacks convenience from a different angle. The country operates approximately 3.9 million vending machines. One machine for every 32 people. They dispense not just drinks, but hot meals, fresh eggs, flowers, umbrellas, ties, SIM cards, and even Buddhist prayer beads. A vending machine in a Japanese train station is more reliable than most retail employees you have ever dealt with. This is infrastructure designed around a single principle that the West has largely abandoned: respect for the individual's time. And that philosophy extends to public transportation in a way that will permanently ruin your patience for Western transit. Japan's Shinkansen bullet train network has an average annual delay of under 1 minute. Per year, the entire system. When a train company publicly apologised for leaving 20 seconds early, it was international news because Westerners could not believe a delay that small warranted an apology. Meanwhile, the average London Underground delay runs into multiple minutes daily. New York subway riders consider 5 minutes late a good day. Korea's bus system is colour-coded by route type and equipped with real-time GPS displays at every stop and cheaper than a cup of coffee. Transfer between bus and subway seamlessly on a single card. Tap on, tap off, no fumbling for exact change, no paper tickets, no confusion. The system was designed by people who actually use public transportation. Now let me ask you something uncomfortable. Why does none of this exist where you live? You pay higher taxes, your country has a larger GDP, your government spends more per citizen on infrastructure. So where does the money go? Because it clearly does not go toward making your daily life this seamless. There is one more thing visitors notice that they struggle to articulate. Cleanliness. Japan's streets are spotless despite having almost no public trash cans. The reason is cultural. Citizens carry their garbage home. There is no expectation that someone else will clean up after you. The concept of shared public space as something you personally maintain is taught from elementary school, where children clean their own classrooms daily. No janitors, 6-year-olds mopping floors and scrubbing toilets because the culture decided that responsibility starts before adulthood. Korea has its own version. Recycling is sorted into categories so specific that newcomers need tutorials. Apartments have designated disposal days and zones. Compliance is near universal because social accountability is built into the system, not bolted on as an afterthought. The pattern across all of these examples is the same. Systems in Korea and Japan were designed with a question Western infrastructure rarely asks. What does the individual citizen actually need from this minute by minute, day by day? That question, applied consistently across healthcare, transit, safety, commerce, and public space, produces a quality of daily life that most Westerners cannot fully comprehend until they experience it firsthand. And that is precisely why 42 million people flooded Japan last year, and Korean tourism is breaking records every quarter. People are not just visiting for temples and sushi, they are visiting because their own countries made them forget what functional civilization feels like. Once you experience a societies that actually works at the level of daily life, going home feels like a downgrade, not in luxury, in logic. The question that should haunt every Western taxpayer is not why Korea and Japan built these systems. It is why your country, with more money and more resources, chose not to. That answer involves priorities your government would rather you never examine too closely. If you want to keep seeing what the rest of the world figured out while you are not looking, subscribe to Core Morsels. I will see you in the next one.